Yo, what it do, friends and fam? It is yours truly, Joe, back with another episode of Socialpreneurship podcast. Today, Opportunity Thursday with the homie Daniel.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, so we are going to be getting into real estate opportunity, how you guys can invest yourselves, get your lives involved in real estate, and make some money. Because there are there are a couple different ways for you to make money in real estate, and we are definitely going to be breaking those down specifically, just telling you what they are first, and then breaking out the opportunities of each of them going along.
Yeah, what's it called? I'm really excited, bro, because, dude, with real estate, like everyone says, like, if you want to get rich, get into real estate. Most millionaires are in real estate, bro.
And there's so many different opportunities, because when people think of real estate, they just think of buying and selling a house through a realtor, and like how like my family would sell your family a home, but like they don't think about the commercial aspect of real estate. They don't think about owning hundreds of properties and creating portfolios.
And a lot of the time, bro, it's not even that, or it's that, but it's also like even the people who are educated on like, you know, like flipping houses, which is an example of real estate that you can get into. It's like they're like, oh, like I'm scared. Like, what if this happens? What people like often operate out of fear, but fear is what allows you to grow. And when you have fear, that means you have an opportunity.
No, that's exactly like, and that's going to be a theme here, obviously.
Yeah.
Fear and opportunity, and putting yourself in those uncomfortable positions to succeed. Because, of course, real estate, wholesaling real estate, getting your real estate license, even doing your first fix and flip, it's going to be stressful. And you're going to have some veins popping out of your forehead, but just know it isn't impossible. And that, like, people like us, we're working on doing this project ourselves right now, and we're working towards that, and we're going to educate you guys on these opportunities as we come across them. But we're just here to explain it. To start off. So basically the different types of real estate that you can get involved in, which we've mentioned them scattered before, but it's a fix and flip. You can buy a home and flip it and then resell it for profit. You can go out and get your real estate license. You could pay for education, a class, and take a test to get your real estate license. And then the simplest way is wholesaling real estate, basically, which is either doing a double close, which is like you buying the house, getting it under contract, and then finding a seller within the closing period, or it's an assignment, which is basically the same thing. You're finding a seller and you're assigning the seller the buy in between that period.
Yeah, essentially being the middleman.
Essentially being the middleman, yeah. Is there anything else I'm missing?
No.
I guess it would just be then just selling a house and buying it as is.
For profit, yeah.
For profit. As simple, and doing nothing with it. Don't fix and flip, anything like that. And so I guess we'll talk about kind of the order of like easiness to like most profitability, per se. So the easiest, you don't need anything, you need a pulse to basically get into this type of real estate, is wholesaling real estate. It's literally, as I explained before, when you are middlemaning the deal, you are getting a buyer under contract, you're doing cold calls to a house, are you interested in a cash offer for your home, a deal, you're trying to get rid of it quick, they say yes, you lock them up under contract, and then you find a buyer. You hit Facebook Marketplace, you hit Craigslist, you hit the signs in your town that say, I buy homes for cash, and you call every single one of those people, and you try and get them to buy the deal from you for an increased price. It could be $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, $25,000, $50,000. It doesn't matter, because you technically have the property under contract, so you can sell it for however much you want.
You essentially choose your own commission at that point. I mean, of course, don't be unreasonable with it, because then it might be harder to find a buyer or like a seller at that point, you know? Mm-hmm. But like, be reasonable and like make your this is like the type of real estate where you're gonna maximize your profits so much because you're not putting really anything in. Like, you're gonna have very like bare minimum costs, for example, like probably like honestly just getting a list of like houses, like if you subscribe to like a website or something to get addresses that like you need to like wholesale these properties and stuff like that, and like if you're paying people to like cold call and stuff like that if you're not doing it yourself, but like these are very like low cost like expenses that really maximize your overall profit.
Yeah, and if you look on social media, you've seen people doing this already. Kang or WTM Kang. I forget the other dudes, but there are other dudes on social media that literally have made a living just wholesaling these deals. They were broke as hell. They literally just were like, sheesh, like I can flip a house under contract and make $5,000 cold cash, like, and they did it, and then they did it again, and then they did it again. And then all they did was made a course on how to do it. And so they literally made that their lifestyle. They never, of course, they grew their portfolios, their real estate portfolios. They got into fix and flips, commercial properties, renting out houses and stuff like that. But it started with the basics. It started with literally probably subscribing to a list for $50 a month, $100 a month, whatever it is, and doing research into those pre-foreclosed homes, those divorced homes, those widowed homes, like any troubled homes. They're called HUD homes, homes under distress, HUD. You basically can just call any of those and offer up a deal, and you literally just it'll be crazy the amount of awareness that you can just create out of nowhere. You think somebody isn't trying to sell their home, and you call them and you find out that they're looking for a deal. They're looking to get rid of their home quick.
Yeah. And it's like, the nice thing about this, guys, is like, you essentially, like, your hard work determines how much money you make on a monthly basis. Like, you can maybe work a week that month, but if you hustle 24/7 during that week, you can make 10 to 15 grand and you're chilling for the rest of the month. Like, if you're okay, like, if you want to settle at 10, 15 grand, all better for, like, all the more to you, right? But, like, everyone's trying to have that cash flow, as much cash flow coming in as possible, and like this allows you to do that.
And it's just creating those opportunities through calling, through picking up the phone and calling. Because like I know for us, it was super difficult to make that first call.
Yeah.
But finally, like you just pick up the phone and you go through the script, okay? Like luckily, I mean not luckily, I mean educationally, I took an educational course on how to learn this, on how to learn this skill. So I got the tools and the knowledge that I needed to be able to do this quicker than you would just Googling it. But so I got scripts. You just literally run through the scripts. You run through exactly what you're going to talk about, and then you close the deal. It's just pure opportunity. You're either doing it and you're going to make money, or you're just thinking about it and you're not going to make money because you're just thinking about it.
Yeah. It's like, you have to understand, like, you're gonna be scared. We were terrified. We, like, even now, like, it's like, it's something that we're still uncomfortable with. But, like, you, at the end of the day, like, you just have to be like, if this goes wrong, it's gonna be a learning experience. If it goes well, I'm gonna make money off of it. So you don't walk away empty-handed at all in either situation.
Exactly. And it's also about, like, knowing your contract and just literally crossing your T's and dotting your I's. Like, literally nothing bad can happen if in your contract that you provide to the person selling the house, you cover your ass, and on the buyer's side, you cover your ass. And it's really, it's just a matter of Googling and doing your research and doing your due diligence.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And then it's really just opportunity at that point in time.
Yep.
And then, so getting into the different forms of real estate, working ourselves up the ladder. Obviously, you guys can tell that we are excited about wholesaling just because it is literally something from, you take nothing and you create something out of it. You don't need hard money loans. You don't need to be paying high amounts of interest. You don't need $50,000 in cash to do the flip.
Credit scores, none of that. Like,
literally none of that. You could literally be 16 years old and do it as long as your dad
signs it off.
Yeah, signs off on the deal. Like you could actually. It's just a matter of are you gonna be able to put yourself in that uncomfortable situation to create that opportunity for yourself, to create that paycheck for $5,000 or $10,000 in one deal.
Yeah.
And it's that simple. And so then working up the ladder again, we can get into probably the second easiest thing is getting your real estate license.
For sure.
And it possibly could be the easiest, but we're going on value scale as well. Just getting your real estate license will just immerse you in the real estate world and the world of buying homes, selling homes, and it'll get you a better understanding so you then can get into wholesaling, fix and flipping, getting a hard money loan, and owning the property and renting it out. And so getting your real estate license is a fairly simple process. It literally is...
You can Google it.
You can Google it. It's a 70-hour course. It costs $200 max. If you're paying more than that, you're getting scammed.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of like you learning the ins and outs of the real estate market, and it provides you with a pretty good commission job. You can get a job at Century 21,
Berkshire
Hathaway, any real estate brokerage, and basically get 2 to 3% on every deal that you sell. So if you're selling houses that are millions of dollars, you're getting 30 grand per deal. If you're selling a house that's 100 grand, fucking 200 grand, my bad about that, 200 grand, you literally you still get the 3%, the 3K, the 6K from that deal. So it's just a matter of creating that opportunity and learning. And of course, there is still the opportunity in there, but you're going to be controlled by your corporate entity. Whoever you're doing real estate through, they're going to get commission off of you. You're going to have to work a lot harder to get the deal. You're going to, not harder because you're going to have a lot more like verification, and people are going to trust you more, but like you're not going to be able to scalp that 5, 10, 15, 20 grand, and you're not going to be able to like do real estate how you want because you're blocked into like the terms of you being a real estate agent.
At the end of the day, what it's about is, you might be getting a nice cut if you're selling like houses in like the millions or even like the like 800,000-900,000, but someone is making more than you on that. And it's like the whole point of this is to move away from the stress of having to answer to someone else and only having to answer to yourself.
Plain and simple. Like it's literally like a job versus entrepreneurship. It's you create your paycheck. Of course, you could work for 1 week and make 10 grand, or you could work for 3 months and make nothing. Or you can get your commission and your base salary from your real estate and just continue to learn. But you're limiting your opportunity at that point then, which we're not trying to do. So we recommend if you are getting into real estate and you go that route to become a real estate agent, it's for educational purposes, it's for informational purposes, it's to make yourself more aware and more knowledgeable in the field, so then you can jump onto that opportunity when you're more comfortable.
Yeah. That's
plain and simple.
Yeah, that's a fact, bro.
So other forms of real estate, of course, we got fix and flips as well. So this is when you obviously could have lots of money, you put a down payment on a house, you could get a hard money loan as well. So if you only have like 10, 20 grand, you can leverage that money. Of course, you're going to have to pay interest then, which we never recommend. If you can never pay interest, you're saving yourself a lot of money and a lot of morality at the same time. But if you can leverage that money, or you can get money from family members, and you can invest in your first property, okay? You're only going to need 10, 15, very rarely you'll ever need 20% down payment on a house, especially if you're going to fix and flip it, because you are the opportunistic, you make the rules, you talk and set the terms. So basically you put that, you buy a house for $200K and you put $30,000 down on it, and you start to pay that mortgage, and in the first couple months you invest a couple $20,000 into flipping that house. And so you bought the house for $200,000, you put $20,000 into it, you fix the kitchen, you fix the bathroom, you fix the master bathroom and the main bathroom, and you threw in another shower, you upgraded the half bath to a full bath. You're looking at 60, 70 plus value, like dollar amount value added to your home.
And especially when passive income comes into play so well, because it's when you start to rent these properties out, like, guys, you have to understand, like, if you're living in that property, you only are required to have, with an FHA loan, 3.5% down, which is crazy on a $200,000 house. Like, that's literally nothing. I don't even know.
Dude, you're looking at literally like 15 grand. If I can, not even, or like 10, like
something.
10 is 5%, so $7,000 for a $200,000 home.
You can raise that. You can either raise that money. You can have a day job on the side and like work towards getting that money. But the point is that once you get there, then it opens up a realm of new possibilities, because now what you're doing is when you're renting these properties out, whatever your mortgage is, you're making a profit on that. You're obviously not going to break even, because what smart business person would do that? Like, you can upcharge and stuff like that, because that's what happens. And I always recommend using the 1% rule, which is whatever is 1% of the property value, and going from there. And like, it's crazy, because let's say like your mortgage is $2,500, but you're renting the property out for $3,500. You're making $1,000 profit on just that property.
You spent $7,000. Leverage that $7,000 into a $200,000 property, and every month you're getting $2,500 added to your net worth just every single month by them paying you that, and you're slipping $1,000 in your pocket.
Exactly. And then when you start to realize that, oh, Pat, I can do this with multiple properties, that's when it actually becomes a little bit more fun, because when you have 2-3 properties under your name, that's when you're like, wow, this cash flow is crazy, because that's what it's all about, cash flow.
Yeah, my net worth is increasing $8,000 every month. I'm not getting that money, but when I sell the properties, when I own the properties, I will get that money. My net worth is increasing $8,000 if I have 3 properties every month, and I'm putting $3,000 cash in my pocket every month.
Yeah. And with the way the housing market is right now, appreciation on properties is skyrocketing.
It literally is the opportunity has never been greater. Of course, when the opportunity increases so rapidly, of course, we're always worried about what the downside effect of that is. 2008, you got the housing crash and stuff like that, but we recover. So, and the point of these properties is that, like, wholesaling a property and creating that opportunity, it's a quick way to fix. But when you fix and flip, and like, you can flip it for cash. Of course, you can take your $200,000 property, you sell it for $260,000, take that $60,000 profit and go buy another property, or you can add that house to your real estate portfolio and have it for 10, 20, 30 years, and have the value of that house actually go from $200,000 to $600,000.
Yeah.
On an increase of just literally the market cycle happening and the market cycle unraveling.
Yeah. And it's like, an important thing to keep in mind is, like, tough times will come. Like, you have to have the stomach, though, to be able to be like, okay, it's just a phase, because that's how the business cycle in this country works. That's how the economy in this country has always worked.
That's how the rich get richer, by all of us getting really scared and having lettuce hands and selling all of our crap at really cheap prices when the market crashes. That is literally how the rich get richer.
Yeah. Warren Buffett did not get rich off of buying at highs. He got rich off of buying at lows.
And over time, he got rich. Look up the logarithmic scale. It's not a logarithm. It's just an exponential scale of this dude's wealth, of Warren Buffett's wealth. This dude like was a millionaire at like 40, and then like a billionaire by like 52. And then like it slowly just exponentially kept adding on top of each other, because he kept adding more, and he kept just adding to his portfolio, and he kept just holding and cradling and creating and just padding on.
Exactly.
And that's what you need to do. That's what we need to do. That is what everybody, if you're on this podcast, if you're listening to what we have to say, you want this opportunity. You're hungry, you are ready to get ahead, and you're ready to jump on any opportunity. So do your research, do your due diligence, and get your head in a book, okay? And figure out how you're going to wholesale your property, or how you're going to get your real estate license this summer, and then how you're going to wholesale your first property come September, October, November, and then how you're going to leverage your first 10 wholesale properties and the $50,000 that you're going to make from those first 10 into buying your first home, and into how you're going to expand into getting acquisition managers and
all that fun stuff. But yeah,
it's really that simple, and we just wanted to get on here and lay out the opportunities of the real estate market. And of course, there are more opportunities of the real estate market that we will get into, and we will definitely get into more depth on how to close your first deal in wholesaling real estate, how you're going to go through your real estate brokerage test, all those little topics that we've discussed. We're definitely going to break down into descriptive videos as well. So I appreciate you guys for giving us almost 20 minutes of your life and learning about real estate and opportunity on this beautiful opportunistic Thursday. So thank you guys so much, and peace.
Peace out, guys.